Bank, supporting businesses with guidance and services to create the recipe for success. The time by Sagicor Bank is 7.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, smoke, flames and devastation. Job's bedding factory gutted by fire in St. James. Turning up the heat, PNP targets government over police shootings and housing policies. Little hands, big consequences. Policeman under probe after toddler accidentally shoots 1-year-old sibling. In small biz, big dreams. This week, a new app linking customers to verified garages and modernizing Jamaica's auto service processing industry. And later on in sports, Sunshine Girls cop silver as curtains come down on Commonwealth Games, and Jamaicans are asserting dominance in track and field and netball at CAC Games. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Monday, August 3, 2026. I'm Nika Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us. As the Jamaican diaspora prepares to celebrate Jamaica's 64th anniversary of independence, her relationship with the United States government is still under the watchful eye of former Prime Minister Bruce Golding. He believes the government should consider its decisions carefully as countries remain vulnerable to the powers of the USA. Crystal Williams tells us more.
New rules are being handed down, not after discussions and negotiations, but by social media posts at 2:30 in the morning when most of us are asleep.
Former Prime Minister Bruce Golding is expressing disappointment at the current state of the relationship the U.S. has with Caribbean countries. The former Prime Minister is of the view that the Monroe Doctrine of 1823, which assumes control of the Western Hemisphere by United States, has resurfaced. He also elaborated on the effects these developments are having on the economy.
New tariffs were imposed on us in January of last year. Tariffs on the goods that we export to America. Although America enjoys a huge trade surplus with Jamaica. What we export to the United States is less than a quarter of what we import.
Mr. Golding also addressed the Jamaica-Cuba Health Cooperation.
Countries and companies that do business with Cuba run the risk of incurring severe penalties. We are being forced to contribute to the strangulation of the Cuban people who have helped us in so many ways.
Meanwhile, Mr. Golding says the country has still not been told about the specific arrangements for how the expected third country nationals will move through the country. He believes Jamaica is not the only country asked to sign this kind of agreement. However, he also says he does not believe that these agreements were entered into joyfully.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio, when he visited Jamaica in March of last year, is only the latest highly placed American official who has boasted of the strong long-standing bond of friendship between Jamaica and the United States. But let us be very clear. What is being done to us is not friendship. Holding a gun to your head and insisting that you must be reasonable and do things their way, that is not friendship. The United States has put us under severe stress. That's not what friends are for.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
Meantime, the opposition has turned up the pressure on the Andrew Holness-led administration. Speaking at a recent PNP party meeting at the Greenwich Primary School in St. Andrew, opposition spokespersons Fitz Jackson and Dr. Angela Brown-Burke took aim at the administration over matters to include the rise in police fatal shootings and the government's handling of its social housing program. We hear more in this report.
I have said to the Prime Minister, stop it. Stop it.
A fiery opposition spokesperson on social protection and social transformation, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, at a recent People's National Party divisional meeting in Southwest St. Andrew. Dr. Brown-Burke is taking issue with Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness for publicly broadcasting the handover of houses under the government's social housing program. Notably, since its full rollout in 2020, the new social housing program has delivered some 314 units, benefiting over 1,000 Jamaicans. But according to Dr. Brown-Burke, these handovers should not be made public. She pointed to the recent handover ceremony of 60 units at the Howard Avenue housing development in St. Andrew.
And he says that he will not give social housing in anonymity. Yeah, tell you. In other words, he's saying, big word, yeah man, but you was good too. We know it, so we're talking about it. His argument is that when he give a house, he can't give it and make nobody not know. People need to know. And I want to say to him today that you can give a benefit and have accountability, which is what you need, without plastering it everywhere.
She's accusing the Prime Minister of robbing vulnerable Jamaicans of their dignity.
Because when that billboard, that's what I'm calling it, when that billboard goes on people's house, everybody will come to the community, look and see, and know that that is a house that was given to you by the government. Talk shit, because you're poor, because you couldn't build one for yourself.
Now, Dr. Brown-Burke wasn't the only opposition figure at the party meeting taking aim at the government. Opposition spokesman on national security Fitz Jackson also had his own concerns. The reported increase in police fatal shootings. As at July 30, 179 persons were killed by law enforcement since the start of the year.
Police can't be judge, jury, and executioner. The role of police is to apprehend suspected criminals, and our justice system allow them to prove their innocence, and if they are found guilty, the law takes its course through the courts. That's what a democratic society provides for as ours. To do otherwise is to deny us of that which we committed to.
Now, pointing to the reported reduction in murders across the country, Jackson says those gains cannot be viewed in isolation if other areas of public safety are showing troubling increases.
There has been some reduction in murders over last year. But interestingly, one set of murders go down and another set go up. I don't want a society where a substantial amount of our Jamaican citizens is afraid of our police, is afraid of the security force. I'm a strong supporter of the police, but I don't support criminality. No, that is unacceptable. Yeah. That is unacceptable.
Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
Now, fewer than 48 hours after the curtains came down on Emancipation Day celebrations, the issue of Jamaica's transition to a republic is back on the spotlight, or in the spotlight rather, as the government and opposition are trading blame over delays in the country's transition to becoming a republic. The governing Jamaica Labour Party is accusing the opposition PNP of delaying the process, while the opposition says it supports the push towards republic status, but believes the government's proposal does not go far enough. Carla Ramdeen reports.
Chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communications Task Force, Senator Abka Fitz-Henley, is calling on opposition leader and the PNP president, Mark Golding, to abandon what he describes as the PNP's, quote, flip-flopping and delay tactics and allow Jamaica to become a republic. Senator Fitz-Henley explains that Jamaica's constitution mandates cooperation from the opposition for the British monarch to be removed as head of state and paving the way for Jamaica to become a republic.
Jamaicans might note that the opposition leader stood in Parliament and committed to moving forward concerning areas of constitutional adjustments where there is agreement between the administration and the opposition. He alluded to Jamaica deposing of the UK monarchy as head of state as among the areas of agreement where action should be taken with alacrity. However, the opposition leader made a sudden U-turn. It was around the time when he was still a citizen of the UK. I'm not sure what attended upon his mind. However, as Jamaica begins to celebrate 64 years of independence, I think now would be a good time for the opposition leader to commit to abandon delay tactics and move forward towards Jamaica achieving republic status.
Meanwhile, opposition spokesperson on culture, creative industries and information, Nikisha Burchell, says the PNP supports Jamaica becoming a republic, but she argues that the country deserves more than what the government is proposing, describing it as, quote, a republic in name only.
After more than 10 years in office, the Andrew Holness administration has failed to complete Jamaica's journey to full freedom. Now, instead of taking responsibility, it is trying to blame the very opposition that has consistently offered its support for complete constitutional reform. The irony. The public record is there for every Jamaican to see. In Parliament, in our budget presentations, in our sectoral presentations, in press releases, in our social media platforms, and in our public meetings, the PNP has consistently called for full and final decolonization now.
Ms. Burchell is accusing the government of wanting to dictate all the terms of the process while demanding unconditional support from the opposition without meaningful deliberation.
The Andrew Holness administration's approach to everything is always its way or no way at all. Even on something as important as Jamaica's constitution, it wants to dictate all of the terms. It wants to bully its way through the process and demand unconditional support for a piece of republic. Jamaica should not be forced to settle for half freedom. Why should we remove the British monarch as our head of state while deliberately leaving our final court in Britain, sending Jamaicans across the Atlantic through an expensive overseas legal route to access final justice? Why should we break one colonial chain while the government insists on keeping another chain firmly in place? The leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, has repeatedly offered to sit with the Prime Minister and to negotiate a complete way forward. As Fitz-Henley has said, so Fitz-Henley should direct his appeal to Andrew Holness.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
More CVM News right after these.
KFC Summer Bucket.
Chicken, mega deal, super chicken.
This KFC bucket deal has you thinking chicken. Get the summer bucket for $4,700.
Top up online instead. I beg you top up online instead. Don't bother hold up the lane and waste people time. Beg you top up online instead. Download the Mighty Tag app and have fun to your T-Tag. Anytime, anywhere, any amount I can spare. Just Top up online instead. Tell us work hard for you. Nobody give them more work for you. Don't hold up them time, just top up online. Beg you top up online instead. Get tripped in the tag and free. That's why you have money for dash way. No join the manual line. Top up online. Beg you top up online instead. If the mighty tag up it a hurt up your head. Top up with WhatsApp instead. Send a one text 355-3336. Beg you top up online instead.
Before the first patty is baked, they are hands that grow what we need. For Jamaica, by Jamaicans. Through every season and challenge, they built with us. They believed. To every farmer, thank you.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Still in the local segment, Jamaica could soon welcome direct flights from Accra to Montego Bay alongside a wave of Ghanaian nurses and expanded trade opportunities, all part of new bilateral efforts announced as Ghana's president began his official visit to the island today. We hear more in this report.
An auspicious visit at an auspicious time as Jamaica celebrates its emancipation and independence. The African leader's arrival signals a deepening of ties between Kingston and Accra, with aviation, healthcare and commerce topping the agenda. The ties formed when Marcus Garvey's philosophies found their way into Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's political push and front of mind as he fought for Ghana's independence in 1957. Those bonds woven stronger with President John Mahama's visit with Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness Monday. Among the highlights, plans for direct air service linking Ghana to Jamaica's tourism capital, the deployment of nurses to bolster Jamaica's health sector, and fresh initiatives to expand commercial and trade exchanges.
Our two nations stand together on either side of the Atlantic for the dignity, justice, and historical truth that Garvey so forcefully championed. Mr. President, your visit solidifies the long-standing diplomatic relationship between our two countries. It builds on several high-level engagements at the bilateral level between our two foreign ministers, which have resulted in the signing of an agreement for the recruitment of health professionals from the Republic of Ghana and a memorandum of understanding on defense cooperation, as well as the updating of the agreement on arts and culture.
We came with our CEO of the Ghana Maritime Authority, and he briefed Mr. Prime Minister on the efforts we are all making in order that we can traverse the Atlantic and make the Atlantic become a bridge rather than a barrier between us. And I do believe that with the work that we are all doing, we should soon have direct air services coming to the Caribbean from West Africa, and then also direct transshipment to move goods and services across our two regions.
President Mahama also commended Jamaica's resilience in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, praising recovery efforts and expressing confidence in the country's ability to rebound stronger. He also underscored hopes for greater measures to boost Jamaica's revenues in African markets, positioning the island as a gateway for Caribbean-Africa partnerships, ultimately emancipating our people from economic slavery.
We have new opportunities for building that solidarity today. This time is not about liberation from colonial domination. This time it is economic emancipation of our people. And we have no option than to work together, bring our comparative advantages together to be able to create the prosperity that our people deserve. And that's why, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm very happy that you've outlined several of the things that we had the opportunity to discuss.
The visit marks a significant step toward diversifying Jamaica's international alliances and unlocking new streams of investment and cooperation.
Jamaica places great value on its relationship with Ghana, not only as a trusted friend, but also as a partner with whom we share common aspirations for sustainable development, inclusive growth, and a stronger voice for developing countries on the international stage. Jamaica is honored to welcome you. May this state visit mark another defining chapter in the enduring friendship between our two sovereign nations.
An early morning fire has gutted Job's mattress factory along Salt Spring Road in Montego Bay, St. James, causing millions of dollars in damage. The blaze destroyed the factory's manufacturing section, including large quantities of foam and chemicals used in the mattress production. Firefighters, however, were able to save the warehouse, preventing the fire from spreading to other areas. The operation lasted for hours, with crews remaining on the scene into late Monday afternoon. When the CVM News visited the factory, our news team was denied access to the property. In the meantime, the Jamaica Fire Brigade officer in charge of St. James, Acting Superintendent Andrew Wildman, says the cause of the fire remains under investigation, with the brigade yet to determine what sparked the devastating blaze.
We are still investigating the cause. The fire investigator have been summoned to the scene. I know that he went there and he did his preliminary assessment, and he has started his interviews in relation to what could have caused the fire. So we give him some time to analyze the data that he has gathered, and at a later date we will be in a better position to determine what would have been the cause of the fire. Despite the fire, I'm happy to say that no one got hurt, no one got injured, and we continue to save lives and protect property and respond to incidents as quickly as we can.
A 31-year-old police constable assigned to the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, is now under investigation after allegations his 3-year-old son got hold of his service pistol, resulting in his 1-year-old daughter being shot in the leg in Silo, St. Elizabeth on Sunday. Police reports are that at about 20 minutes to 5 p.m., the policeman was on a family trip with the children, their mother and a teen when the incident happened. Police say the family had just left an attraction and was in a vehicle when the policeman stopped, exited the vehicle and left the service pistol unattended. The 3-year-old reportedly got hold of the weapon, which was discharged, injuring the 1-year-old. The injured child was rushed to the Black River Hospital and has been admitted for treatment. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, and the Inspectorate of Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, IPROBE, are investigating that incident. The police say long-term strategies are making progress in the historically troubled West Kingston division, even as gang-related challenges persist. More in this report from Akeem Aret.
Speaking on the Force for Good podcast, Assistant Commissioner of Police Michael Phipps says many gangs are dispersed across the country, often using minor communities as cover to evade law enforcement.
Our two largest gangs historically, one based in the Arnett Gardens area and the other based in the Denham Town, Tivoli Gardens area.
Yes.
We see those gangs as the mother of all gangs. Mm-hmm. And what we still find is that these gangs have tentacles stretched right across the length and breadth of Jamaica, in that they dictate what happens in the gangster world. And of course, persons oftentimes try to hide from different communities and use these greater communities to hide out and commit criminal activities.
But the senior police officer also highlighted that more individuals are moving away from gang involvement to pursue better opportunities, while the police continue to strengthen community interventions designed to reach and support those who remain in gangs.
So I think it's the action of the police in terms of how is it we have targeted these gangs. And I note now that quite a number of the persons are really trying to pull away from the gangs and to do other things. But I know that there are some who are not yet converted, and we are still trying our community intervention to ensure that, the whole landscape around crime and violence, especially in the Western Kingston division.
In the meantime, Superintendent of Police Brian Henry says building a better future must begin with a strong focus on the nation's children.
So we'd want to impact persons at the young, impressionable age. So we are in the schools on a daily basis, but we are not just in the schools monitoring situation. We are also developing programs within the schools.
Akeem Oret for CVM News.
As Jamaicans proudly display the black, green and gold this Independence season, the Office of the Prime Minister is reminding the public of the proper protocols that should be observed when handling the national flag. Kevin Black has more.
The black, green and gold Jamaican flag has been a symbol of national pride since the country gained independence from Britain on August 6, 1962. It was first raised at the stroke of midnight as the Union Jack was lowered, marking Jamaica's transition to an independent nation. The flag, designed by a bipartisan committee of the Jamaica House of Representatives, reflects the strength and creativity of the people, the wealth and sunshine of the land, and the hope and natural resources of the country. Speaking on the Jamaica Information Services Get the Facts program, Chief of State Protocol in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ambassador Sandra Grant Griffiths, explained the importance of properly using and displaying the national symbol.
You should not also use a flag to just identify your national pride on your vehicle. So do not put the flag over your car bumper and your car bonnet, without a particular state occasion, because there is a time when that can be done and by whom it should be done. It should not be, again, positioning a flag.
While the national flag can be flown throughout the year, Ambassador Grant Griffiths says there are established guidelines governing its use.
You raise the flag to the top of the pole, and then you lower the flag to 2/3 of the length of the pole, which is really the top 1/3, and then you observe the same process in lowering the flag at the end of the day. Because again, one of the rules that I did not address is that the flag should be flown from sunrise to sunset. And if it's going to be flown in the dark, it has to be illuminated. Right, so there should be a spotlight or some form of light, because the flag should not be in the dark.
She says a proper flag etiquette is a reflection of respect for Jamaica and its identity.
The flag should not ever touch the ground. So even when you are placing a flag in a room, for instance, and your flagpole is standing, the flag's size should not be such that it is literally sweeping the floor. If that is the case, you adjust the flag so that it does not actually touch the floor. It demonstrates a respect of self, of country, of national pride, and recognition of our symbol of national pride, because our flag really is, I believe, the most recognized flag in the entire world.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
Stay with us. There's more after these.
KFC summer bucket.
Chicken, McAdoo, super chicken.
This KFC bucket deal has you thinking chicken. Get the summer bucket for $4,700.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Walking on the Word with Apostle Professor J. Andrew Scott every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m.
Hallelujah. And they have some people now where you look forward for them. They bring a joy to you. They make you laugh. When you see them, they make you give you a good vibe. And them people that you want around you, man. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now follow me with your heavy self, man. Sure. Your heavy down, sir. Hallelujah.
KFC Summer Bucket. This KFC bucket deal has you thinking chicken. Get the summer bucket for $4,700.
The time by KFC is 7:30.
Welcome back. Access to reliable vehicle repairs and services has long been a challenge for many motorists, often involving time-consuming searches and uncertainty about quality. In this week's edition of Small Biz, Big Dreams, our reporter Kevin Black looks at a new app linking customers to verified garages and modernizing Jamaica's auto service industry in the process.
This time on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we went across the map to find a place that has an auto app. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams. For the past 15 years, Opel Auto has been serving Jamaica's automotive industry. Now, the business has taken a digital turn with the launch of Mechanic Connect in February 2026, an app designed to link customers with reputable garages across the island.
We started out as a retailer, Opel Auto. That's the foundation of where we started out with retail sales of general service parts. And when I came out of corporate and decided to join my husband's family business, we saw the need to digitalize the auto industry and our business, get everything online. So we wanted to invite mechanics to join and be in one marketplace where they can compete with their ratings and their service and what they offer to customers.
Of course, you know, when you're just starting a business, you're faced with challenges of coming up with financing. Starting a business, banks are not going to easily give you loans to start up a business. So you have to tap into your personal resources to come up about and start the business.
To help build trust between customers and the service providers, the platform also features a rating system that allows users to review garages and mechanics after each job. They say this encourages accountability while making it easier for customers to find top-rated service providers.
In terms of persons being able to connect with reputable and responsible garages and mechanics, here we have a rating system where once you as a customer go on the app, uses the app, after you finish using the app and using the product and services, you will be able to rate the service. Once you log on to the app, you will see, the first thing you will see is the top rated garages and mechanics.
So that's what you see when you open. You can sign in either with Google or with your preferred email. So the garage will pop up, you choose the garage have services there, you choose the services and you can book directly. This is roadside, puncture tire, run out of gas, whatever you put in there, and you get to confirm where you are. Right.
Good for emergencies.
Good for emergencies.
Right. Despite hurdles faced, the couple remains committed to growing the platform and encouraging other aspiring entrepreneurs to pursue their ideas with confidence and determination.
You have to be committed to the cause because, as I said, starting a business is not easy. So you know you have to do it like your life depends on it. So you have to be in it to win it.
So it's Mechanic Connect JA. And we have a WhatsApp business that's 876-470-3144. We have another contact number 876-342-0452, and we are always there to assist.
Next week, we'll rise another business enterprise.
But until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
Here now is Crystal Williams with social media.
Water restrictions could begin August 10 if drought conditions continue and rainfall stays below normal, according to Water Minister Matthew Samuda. The proposed ban would stop non-essential water use, including washing cars, watering lawns and gardens, and filling swimming pools, as the government moves to protect water supplies ahead of the new school year. At Lord Kid says, every year at the same thing. At NY Rubik's comments, land of just wood apparently. At Ronaldo H876 says, at Matthew.Samuda, just a brainstorm here. Has the government ever considered that we are surrounded by water? Why haven't plans been made to harvest and purify the water around us? It is an infinite supply. Cayman Islands is doing it. Why are we still depending on a dam in a tropical area? At NXT SVM comments, after me pay for my permit and buy up liquor for party, you know what tell me say me probably can't go keep a party? At a Jamaica me come from says, can't keep basic water going and want to talk about hosting US data centers.
Let's hear now from Matthew Wright with regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Education reform is already happening across Belize, but Minister Francis Fonseca says the law has been lagging. Greater Belize Media has that report.
We've also instituted the National Healthy Start feeding program across the country. We have established the Connect Ed program, where we have expanded Wi-Fi access, a lot of new initiatives, a lot of new policy reforms, and the legislation has not been keeping pace with those initiatives and with those reforms. So that's really the central objective of this education bill.
On the international scene, doctors have used groundbreaking surgery on an unborn baby to successfully correct a birth defect while he was still inside the womb. More from the BBC.
Maisie's womb was partially exposed and expanded with gas to improve access. Then, using keyhole surgery, Theo's organs were gently pushed back inside his abdomen, which was then stitched closed. The operation was a total success, and 3 months later, baby Theo was born by natural delivery in Texas.
And finally, a fugitive fraudster who raided £300,000 from the life savings of a vulnerable pensioner has been tracked down and jailed. Sky News has more.
Spent Jones' life savings, her hard-earned money, on things like Botox treatments, an expensive car and luxury meals. We joined Greater Manchester Police last week as they swooped in to arrest Gwyneth at the airport. She was brought through the terminal by National Crime Agency officers and she was finally detained. Well, today, here at Preston Crown Court, Pamela Gwyneth appeared in the dock and she was given 2 months added to her already existing 6-year sentence for absconding.
And that's it for regional and international news. I'm Matthew Wright.
We're up on a break, but when we come back, Kimani O'Sullivan will have your sports for you.
Cheaper toll rates on Trans-Jam highways with a T-tag until October 31st.